Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. This is an extra exciting circle time because we get to be outside in the backyard together, which is one of our favorite places to spend time together. And I'm hoping that I'll also get to show you around the garden a little bit so that you can see all of the plants that I've been planting and all the things that I've been working on that I can't wait to share with you. So, before we do all that, let's sing our circle song and we can get started. It's circle time, it's circle time, it's circle time today. It's circle time, so hip, hip, hooray. All right, let me show you the garden. I've been working really hard to plant lots of seeds this year and get lots of plants in the ground. So I'm excited to show you some of the things. So we've got lots of tomato plants growing, and you can see how far back it all goes. This is our new greenhouse that you guys haven't got to see yet, but you will the next time you get to come here. And I'll take you over here. Let's see. Look how big the garlic is. Do you remember last spring we were measuring ourselves to see if the garlic was growing taller than our friends? And it did. It got taller than our friends. If we come over here, I can show you. We've got some cabbages, and we even planted some new little trees. Right here. It's so tiny right now, but that tree is gonna grow pretty big, and it's even gonna get berries on it. So there's lots of exciting things going on here and lots of things that we'll get to enjoy together later on in the summer or maybe even in the fall when we all get to be together again. And I'm very happy that all the plants are doing so well because I think that means we'll have lots of vegetables to pick and lots that we'll get to enjoy together later on. So I thought for circle time today, we could read one of our favorite gardening books. Do you guys remember this one? This is called And the Good Brown Earth, and it's by Kathy Henderson. All right. I don't know if you can see the picture there. When Graham went to the vegetable patch, Joe came too. It was nearly winter. Now it's digging time, said Graham. And she picked up her spade and dug that ground into big old lumps. Joe dug too. He made a hole and a heap and a squashy place for squelching in. There they are, digging in the garden. And the good brown earth got on with doing what the good brown earth does best. You can see that it's fall because the colors are brown and there's some yellow and orange leaves, and there's not a lot of green. Next time Graham went to the vegetable patch, Joe came too, and there was snow on the ground. Joe ran and jumped and slid and whooped. Graham stood and looked. Now it's thinking time, said Graham, thinking about all the things in her gardening book. Joe thought too. He thought up a snowman. Oh, there's the snowman right there. Look, they're looking at that bare garden and they're imagining what might be growing in there in the spring. Next time Graham went to the vegetable patch, Joe came too, and there was spring in the air. Now it's planting time, said Graham, and she raked out the loose earth, smooth as breadcrumbs, and planted seeds in long straight rows. Joe planted too, lots of seeds, here, there, and who knows where. Sometimes that's my favorite kind of gardening. Look at all those beautiful rows. And the good brown earth got on with doing what the good brown earth does best. You can tell that it's spring because things are looking more and more green. Next time Graham went to the vegetable patch, Joe came too. And the birds were singing, the trees were flowering, and the rain and the sun were chasing each other across the sky. Now it's watching time, said Graham, keeping an eye on those hungry birds, and she made a scarecrow and stuck it in the ground. Joe watched too. Graham, Graham, he shouted, there are green spikes coming up. Do you see all the green spikes? That's so exciting when you realize your seeds are growing. Next time Graham and Joe went to the vegetable patch, it was green all over. Now it's weeding time, said Graham, and she picked up her long-handled hoe and grubbed up all those weeds between her vegetable rows. Joe pulled up a few weeds too. At least he hoped they were weeds. Then he rolled in the long grass and sang. Oh, that looks like a great summer day right there. Next time Graham and Joe went to the vegetable patch, it was hot, hot, hot. The plants were drooping and the earth was dry. Uh-oh, said Graham. Now it's watering time. And she hooked up the hose to the old tap and ran it on the plants, sweet as rain. Joe watered too, mainly himself, and he gave Graham the second ripe strawberry. Oh, it's almost strawberry season, and I'm so excited for that first ripe fruit. That was always one of our favorite snacks at school. Soon, Joe's Ma and Pa took the whole family to the beach, and Graham and Joe went too. Now it's resting time, said Graham, stretching out for a snooze. The sun shone and the breeze blew. Look at that day at the beach. And the good brown earth got on with doing what the good brown earth does best. And you can tell it's summertime in this picture because it's so green and there are so many plants, and you can almost feel how warm it is. Day after golden day until the next time Graham and Joe went to the vegetable patch. What did they find? Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow! There were Graham's plants standing tall and ripe and lush. Look at them all. And there were Joe's, higgledy-piggledy, tangly, and fantastic. Look at all those great plants. Oh, that's so exciting. The most exciting part. Joe jumped up and down and hugged and hugged and hugged his own Graham tight. But what? But how? But who? Said Joe. Graham hugged him back. You'll have to ask the good brown earth, she said. Then she took her long-pronged fork and opened up the ground, and there were pale brown potatoes like buried treasure, and carrots and parsnips and beets. Wow, there's things hiding in the ground too. Now it's gathering time, said Graham, filling her basket, and Joe gathered too. Beans and greens, ladybugs and grasshoppers, dandelions and fat tomatoes. And he ate so many blackberries that purple juice ran all down his chin. And when they'd finished gathering, Graham and Joe loaded up the wheelbarrow and set off for home, ready for feasting time. Look at the size of that pumpkin. And the good brown earth got on with doing what the good brown earth does best. And you can see it's starting to turn into fall again. The green is turning gold, and the summer has come to an end. The end. That's the end of our story. And I love that story because it shows all my most favorite things about the garden and all the plants that are growing and all the amazing things that there are to discover. So I've got one little song to share with you, and it's about plants too. So it goes like this. Planting seedlings in the ground, in the ground. Water them and they grow, water them and they grow. In the sun, in the sun. Let's do it one more time. Planting seedlings in the ground, in the ground. Water them and they grow, water them and they grow. In the sun, in the sun. That's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me out here in the garden, and I am so excited to see you again next week. Get outside and enjoy the sunshine, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.